There's been a recent focus in the British press on pockets of anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. Now, while a lot of these claims don't appear to have much weight to them, a pro-Corbyn group called Momentum did put out this, saying that Labour anti-Semitism is more widespread than thought. But BBC News crossed the line when they outright lied about the Jewish group Jewdas that Corbyn recently met with.
Jeremy Corbyn says he has no regrets about attending a Passover event last night organised by a left-wing Jewish group called Jewdas. It has argued that there's no problem with anti-Semitism in Labour.
So, BBC just claimed that the group Jewdas has argued that there's no problem with anti-Semitism in Labour. That's just not true. So, this from The Guardian. The group has in the past condemned anti-Semitism in the Labour Party, calling for the expulsion of former London Mayor Ken Livingstone. So do you see what BBC just did there? They connected Jeremy Corbyn saying that he doesn't regret attending this event with the group Jewdas, and then BBC says, oh yeah, by the way, this group Jewdas thinks there's no problem with anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. So they know what they're doing. At least it appears they know what they're doing. They're trying to connect Jeremy Corbyn to anti-Semitism. But, as I just showed you, the group Jewdas has condemned anti-Semitism in the Labour Party. So BBC News just outright lied. Now, there were a lot of headlines about this meeting that Jeremy Corbyn had. Like this one from Sky News saying, Jeremy Corbyn criticized for meeting radical group Jewdas amid anti-Semitism row. But who exactly are Jewdas? So this from The Guardian. Jewdas, a collective that describes itself as radical voices of the alternative dysphoria, says its members are synagogue-going Jews, most with either paid or voluntary positions within our communities. The group has been highly critical of the Israeli government, but has also published pamphlets for pro-Palestinian demonstrations advising activists how to avoid anti-Semitism in campaigning. So Jewdas is a group of Jewish people who are critical of the current far-right-wing Israeli government. That doesn't make you an anti-Semite. The Israeli government shouldn't be confused with the Jewish people. They are different things. Yes, the Jewish people make up the Israeli government. But if you condemn what the Israeli government is doing to Palestinians, how does that make you anti-Semitic? It doesn't. But that's what people try to conflate. So even here, as The Guardian says, they put out advice on how to campaign for Palestinian while not being anti-Semitic. So people get confused. So if you are in support of Palestine, yeah, you may campaign in a way that can come off as anti-Semitic. But because this group, Jewdas, is pro-Palestinian, they want to make sure that if you are on the same side as them, that you are campaigning in a way that doesn't come off as anti-Semitic. So they are helping to push a pro-Palestinian message while also making sure that it is not an anti-Semitic message. So again, you can't conflate the Israeli government, a far right-wing government, with the Jewish people as a whole. Now, this group, after Jeremy Corbyn met with them for a Seder, they came out and defended it, saying, Jeremy Corbyn celebrated Passover with us. It's a simple, good news story. As a radical Jewish collective, we were delighted Corbyn came to our Seder. To claim we are not real Jews is offensive and anti-Semitic. Exactly. So to act like Jewish people can only have one position on the right-wing Israeli government, that is anti-Semitic. Now, here's a clip of Jeremy Corbyn on BBC News responding to criticism that he attended this Jewdas Seder.
It wasn't a meeting last night, it was a Seder event, which is a celebration of Passover. And I celebrate it with a lot of young Jewish people from my own community and my own constituency. It was very interesting talking to a lot of young people about their experiences in modern Britain, and I learnt a lot. Isn't that a good thing?
Do you believe the process that has happened over the course of the last 2 weeks has changed the way the Labour Party at the national leadership deals and thinks about particularly anti-Semitism?
Look, anti-Semitism is a vile and evil thing within our society, at any level, anywhere, any time. and it's got to be eradicated.
Hang on,
can I finish? Wherever it arises. If it arises in my party, then we have a process for dealing with it. We examine each case, and if someone has committed any anti-Semitic act, then they're suspended and ultimately could be expelled as a result of it. And we are very, very clear about that. And very, very clear in the whole of our society. We cannot accept anti-Semitism in any form, or indeed any other form of racism in our society.
So like always, whenever I see Jeremy Corbyn in a clip, whether he's responding to criticism or talking about policy, he's making sense. I think it's pretty clear from that clip that he is against anti-Semitism and against racism of any form. But it's funny watching these networks try and smear Jeremy Corbyn, because it's never about the policy. It's always about something else. Oh, he's a Russian spy. Oh, he's anti-Semitic. Yeah, but how about socialism? Do you have any criticisms of socialism? Oh, what? Can't hear you. No, Russian spy, anti-Semitic. It's stupid. It's stupid. If you want to criticize Jeremy Corbyn, do it. Do it on the policy. Try and form an argument about why socialism won't work. You can do that. Try that. But you're not, because you're not going to win that fight. Now, Corbyn also got a lot of support from other well-known Jewish people like David Schneider, who's a comedian, and he tweeted out this, quote, "Boo! Jeremy Corbyn needs to get out and meet some Jews." In brackets, Corbyn spends Passover with some Jews at Jewdas. Quote, "Boo! Not those Jews!" And that's exactly right. Whatever Jeremy Corbyn does, he's going to get smeared. And that's because the establishment, the elites, they're afraid of him. And they know, come the next election, that Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party is going to absolutely destroy them. Hey, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button below and consider throwing me a few bucks on Patreon at patreon.com/therationalnational or therationalnational.com/join.